Alrighty guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at some extra options for your variable power option that's located within your LGP design feature. But before that, let's have a quick intro first. So today's video can be found on softwaretraining.co.za. We make short and easy to watch problem solving videos, and we also have daily updates. Otherwise, back in the program here. Now, the next few options we want to look at for the variable power is the start and end power, and then also a few other settings on the gradient and so forth. But before we get to that, I just want to remind you guys that this is a mini series on the LGP feature, and I'll also leave relevant links in the description so you guys can actually follow along. Now, like I mentioned before, I currently use the variable power as a preview to see my light source. So at the moment we can see the light is on the top right, so it's coming down from the top right here. Once you start playing with these values, quite a lot can change. In my personal opinion, I like to keep them just as it is because it kind of I'm only using it as a reference, but if you want to start delving into it, you will notice a few things which I noticed as well. So first of all, we've got here the start power and end power. Now, you'd imagine it means the start of the light source and the end of it. At least that's the way I view it. But now if we had to see, say, we set the start value here, let's make this 50%. Click apply. Now signing the end value, it's gone up by 50%. So this gets rather confusing. Go back to 10. Then if we set the end value up, let's say we make this 50%, then we'll say the start value goes down. Now you could think that this is just the exact reverse, which originally that's what I thought. Maybe if they are in reverse. So then what you can do is go to the gradient here. When you set the this color from black to white, and then we do the reverse from white and we go to black. Now if we go apply, you will see it currently does opposite to what our light position says. So top right, now it says now the light's coming from the top right, but it's showing us coming from the bottom left. So now we could say, okay, cool, so our starting light power is now 10%, so let's up it, so make it 80%, and we make the end light 10%. Sorry, let's try that again, 80%. Click apply, and this looks pretty good. So in all fairness, if you're going with the exact values reverse, then it does look right. But then the tricky part comes once again. Let's set the end value. Let's make this 50%. So now we want the end to be lighter gray. You'll say now our start has actually gone darker. So what I could come down to conclusion is perhaps this works as a gradient, your end power. So it gradients it away to the start, and that is why it affects the start power as well, because just by default settings it looks great, but once you start playing with the actual end value, it starts messing things up. So let's try take this one to off, so make the start 40, put it, and now we can see we've got something that's way closer to each other. So in my personal opinion, like I said, I have played around with these, but I would say just leave them as is. This one black, that one white, and leave 10 and 80%, especially if you're using it like me as just a preview. Now the other option here we've got is the follow row, and then we've got follow width. Now with the line, you would see a difference. On the grid, you don't actually see a difference. On the lines, you'll see a difference where it'll go from a side to just one set direction no matter what your light source is. And then on the circle, it will go from lighting it to the outside. When you change this to the next one, it'll light it from the inside to the outside. So that's pretty much the extra settings for this variable power. But like I mentioned, in my opinion, I use it only as a preview. Otherwise, I would rather keep it off, just in case it does affect my final design somehow or in some way that I have not noticed. And then this way I'm just sure. But like I said, it will be of great help if any of you have actually used this and you know what the purpose of it is. Please leave it in the description. Then perhaps we can even make a feature video on that. But otherwise, if not quit there, if we go to softwaretraining.co.za, you guys will notice we've got a variety of different softwares to do cover, and also you can isolate your search on the top right. If you do not, however, find the training videos you're looking for, just simply go here, request a training video, fill in the mini form, then we'll do our best to try and make that for you. But otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and cheers.